I want to show you how you can add the fog so that you don't see this, especially with evil dynamic deeds, but it's like the main reason actually is that the player doesn't see this, because that looks really ugly. So let's zoom out a bit. We go to outside and we go to fog. There we do again create edge. Like I prefer, like you can choose for going for the green line, but sometimes it does look nicer if we have a little bit. And we don't want them to see this, so this would be a nice line, so that they will just see the evil dynamic deeds disappearing in the fog. I think ideally you do it like this. You make your first point. Connect it. We're not going to define it yet because now it's easier to make it a bit more equal by moving the vertigo. Now we do define. We want the outer zone we want to fog, so we do fogged, and then we do build once, save once, save all, save all. If you want to test if it works, you just press the Vignet button, and now you see it does work. So now it looks way better. Sorry. And people, you would see like the edges, you would see like this. Okay, now we have added fog. We want to make it a little bit, I want to show you a few things that you can make to make things fancier. First we're going to turn off the light. Especially with the crystal column, there's so much that you can add to your level. So we go because this is all props, so we go to game prop groups, and there you have add bus. And we will go a bit here. You have the crystal set, so you could add, for instance, first we will activate play effects, so you can like floating rocks. I'm gonna keep it a bit simple, but like there's so much you can do. And also some crystals. Rocks combined looks nice, I think. And you can do this way better. It's just the more the idea. You could also like choose to add the change terrain, make it more stony, like I don't know, so much possibilities. What I also want to show you is that we can also play some really nice effects. So we go to effects, and for instance, what would be nice here is to add this gem fog. Some effects you can only see in evilness, other effects you can only see in good. If you see evil or good in the name of the object of the effect, then you know that it is exclusively for the thing they mention. So if we are in evilness, this fog will disappear, like any moment now. There we go. So that is like a bit of a bummer. So we'll add a fog that we can actually see. And I think it's here in crystal, yeah. And we can add this one, and this is actually somewhere showing in evilness. Because I have evilness as a global setting, And normally we always have neutral, because this time I have it in evil. Any object that I place now will be automatically placed in this evil map. If you don't want that, then you want it to a neutral, you can just press the right mouse button. Sorry, let's just select it with the left mouse button, and here you can move it to good, to evil, to neutral. So let's just move it to neutral. But if you, for instance, want, like, if for instance the player defeats like this city, and we want to have a raven circling around it, you could choose for, like, go to animals and then add the raven. Always have to search for him a bit. There, the raven, and that one actually we do only want it in evilness, so just keep it here. Even if you would do it in neutral, I don't think you will see it. We can actually try that. Let's move this to neutral, the crow, and do neutral. Oh, it actually keeps there. Okay, that's nice. I didn't know that. But let's move it to evilness then. So there's so much that you can do. I also want to show you how you can add actually moving grass. You go to terrain and you go to foliage. And you can adjust your brush size. This one has to be, I prefer to do it this one at 1, and then this, the fixed value, disable that. And then I can add grass. And that's a lot of work. If you really want to be secure with that is a lot of work. You see how much time it already takes. So if I would have do this to the entire map, every bit that is not covered, that just takes a lot of work. So you might want to consider not doing that for your first maps, but if you really want to make your first map already really fancy, adding this is really nice. And we can also, if you notice, for example, that there are no flowers, it's because with the auto vegetation flowers are not added. And so we will have to go to assets, prop groups, and then we'll have to go to, let's see, vegetation set, and then you see flowers, and you can add some flowers. So this is like extremely a lot of work. If you want to do this very thoroughly. Last thing I want to show you with like polishing and adding vegetation is adding sound. So ambient noises, for instance, if this would be a very busy city, what would be really nice if there is like more of a peasant sound. So you just write Atmo for all the Atmo sounds, and you go to good. And there you have like the peasants general loop or the tavern loop. Well, let's just go for the general loop. Imagining that there are a lot of peasants around this fountain. And then you have the full volume range. That is when the player hears it like at max volume, and you have the hearable range. So if the player moves a bit away, he still can hear it, and like, but very softly. So let's say, and then this 10. Save all, save all. What's funny is that you can actually also, if the player would have defeated this, you could also choose to add evil sounds. But you have to always, this is really weird, but always do ambient sounds when you're in neutral. If you want to hear how it sounds, then you can go for evil, but you have to place the neutral. Let's say, for instance, that I want to hear people scream when they defeat this map. So I'll just place it on the same spot, kinda, and then I go to was it 10, 18? I think I did. Something like that. And I do save all, and I go to evenness. And then you hear some people stream. We see water pouring, but we don't hear the water. So we could also try to find what sounds like that. No. I barely hear this. Oh, it's because it's evil. Right, good. A waterfall small. Like it does give a bit more life to the game. Okay, I have it selected, and it's very difficult to find. So just type it in your level objects. Atmo. And there I can easily just select it. Waterfall loop. I think this is great. So I do save all. Also place it in evenness. Waterfall. Small. It's already good. Okay, and that's that. Like we placed a raven, so maybe it would be nice that the player here is like a raven. So for that you don't just do evil birds. And still a neutral, of course, but otherwise it doesn't really work. Save all, evenness. See, then you hear the bird. Don't know where the raven is right now. I don't. Oh, there he is. Okay. Back to neutral. Yeah, but for instance, what also I like to do is adding some good birds if there's a lot of forest.